Hi everyone, how you all doing? It's Ozodia and I hope everyone is having a good time. Okay, so I know you've been hearing this all weekend, but I just thought to share this real quick. I'm not going to take your time. Real quick, yes. Matthew 28:5, where he talks about how the angels met with the woman. Let me just read it. I don't want to paraphrase anything, so I'm just going to read that real quick. Matthew 28 verse 5, where it says, "But the angel said to the woman, 'Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus who has been crucified.'" Verse 6, "He is not here, for he has risen, just as he said he would." He is risen. Indeed, he has risen. He's risen today and forever. But what does that mean for you and I today? Real quick, let's go to John chapter 12, verse 32. Come on. "If and when I am lifted up from the earth, on the cross will draw all people to myself." If and when I am lifted up, that is on the cross, I will draw all men to myself. That's Jesus speaking. After his death, burial, or by his death, burial, and resurrection, he would draw all people to himself. Jews, Gentiles, everybody, he would draw them to himself. Again, what does that mean? Real quick, John 14, verse 17. I'm going to read the last sentence in that verse where it says, "But you know him because he," that is the Holy Spirit, "remains with you." He was talking to his disciples. He told them that the Holy Spirit remains with them. But how was the Holy Spirit with them at that time? By Christ being with them, was the Holy Spirit being with them? Yes, Christ and the Holy Spirit are one and the same. Selah, think about that. But now he was about to take it to a whole other level, which was the redemptive plan of God all along. Let me read verse 18 of John 14. Bear with me. John 14, verse 18, where he says, "I will not leave you as orphans." That is, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come back to you. And then you ask, has Jesus come back today? How would he come back? Verse 20, verse 19. "After a little while, the world will no longer see me." That means he wasn't going to be seen physically anymore. But he said, "But you will see me. Because I live, you will live also." Remember, initially, sin separated man from God. And we were supposed to die because the wages of sin is death. Man sinned, so a man had to die. And there was nobody on earth worthy enough to pay that price. So God had to come in the flesh and pay that price for us. That was our death. He was buried. That was our burial. And his resurrection was our resurrection. That is why he said, "Because I live, now you live." Because technically, it was us. He was doing it on our behalf. So everything that he did was for us. Now he lives. His death, burial, resurrection, ascension, glorification, all of that. His glorification is our glorification. And so because he lives, I live now, because that prize was for me, that was for you. And so now we live because Christ lives. All right, verse 20. Remember in verse 18, he had told them that I will come back to you. On that day, when the time comes, you will know me for yourselves. I am my Father, you are in me, and I am in you. He said on that day. What day was he talking about? That was the day of his resurrection, his ascension, glorification. He would be in us. Initially, before his death, he was with the disciples. He walked with them. After his ascension and resurrection, ascension, glorification, he was now going to be in them. In everyone. I will draw all people to myself, all people, Gentiles, everyone. Now he would be in all of us, including you, including me. He would dwell in us. His going was his coming. He had to go to come. He said, "I will come back." And how did he come back? By the Holy Spirit, by the Spirit of God. aka the Spirit of Christ, aka the Spirit of adoption, aka the Spirit of Christ, aka the Spirit of sonship, now dwells in us. So now are we the sons of God. Yes, that is why we rejoice. That's why we are celebrating today, that we are now sons of God. Christ dwells in us. God dwells in us. That is why we are the temple of God by his Spirit that indwells us. I mean, if this doesn't make you jump or dance, I don't know what will. Yes, that's the reason why we celebrate. It is worth celebrating again. I'm so excited, you know. And this is our reality today, tomorrow, every single minute of every day of our lives. And we rejoice. Again, we rejoice. We rejoice just knowing this truth about everything that Christ came to accomplish for us, right? I've taken way too much time. And in other news, I just put out a video on YouTube, so feel free, please watch, like, comment, share, and subscribe, you know, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it, and thanks in advance, and enjoy the rest of your day and week ahead. I'll see you.